Good evening and welcome to the Rory Talks Football channel, your daily Arsenal news updates, debates and my opinions. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe, drop a like on the video and let's get cracking. The weekend is here. A big game for Arsenal tomorrow. We haven't really spoken since Wednesday night and in some ways I don't want to. Emilio, Vivi, Vlad, Magnus, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. The good thing, in my opinion, is that we are already now talking about Newcastle, right? We can immediately dust off from Wednesday night, forget about that, put it right on Saturday, tomorrow night, and from that point we can move on. Ross, Ethan, Pekka, Maddie, good to see you all as well. Team news, injury news from Mikel Arteta. Got some from Newcastle's side as well. Joseph, we will have the injury updates. And look, 8 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday night, not ideal. Those nighttime kickoffs can throw surprises. However, I do think it should be good for the atmosphere. I'm very excited for the atmosphere tomorrow night. It's our chance to get a bit of revenge on Newcastle. Obviously, that result at St. James's Park earlier in the season, it didn't sit right with me, and I'm sure it didn't sit right with many of you. I'm going to Old Trafford tomorrow. Can't wait. We've got Palhinha. They haven't got Højlund. Should be a good game. Yeah, United are missing a lot of players. So, anyone, including Fulham, have got a chance, to be fair. If you're watching on TikTok and you want to jump over to the YouTube stream, I read more comments from the YouTube stream. Link is in my bio if you fancy doing that. A Newcastle fan said salty. Listen, we'll see who's salty after tomorrow night. Why is it an 8 p.m. kickoff and not a 12:30? No idea. I wonder if maybe it's to do with, I don't know. Is it to do with what time would it be in Saudi Arabia at 12:30 on a Saturday? I don't know. I'm still fuming that Bruno didn't see red. Hi Rory, how you doing? I'm good, thank you. Tomiyasu out for a while apparently. Yeah, we'll get into that. We will get into that. Ross Lawman said at this rate Timber will be back before Tommy. Well, yeah. To be honest, not sure why we're not playing on Sunday, considering that we played on Wednesday night. Yeah, I don't really know either. It's because of the amount of teams. Well, actually, no, not this week. Because normally, because of Europa League, we've got like 4 or 5 teams playing Europa League football, and they all have to play on a Sunday. But anyway, let's get into the injury news. So I'll start with I will start with the Newcastle injury news. So Isaac and Willock could both make their returns from injury for Newcastle against Arsenal. That's according to Eddie Howe. He said they've trained this week. It's good to see them back on grass. It's been a long time for Willock. He's a huge player for us, and it's great to see him back among the group. Now, I'll be honest, I don't think he'll start. I'd be very surprised if he starts. But he said Isaac has trained very well. We'll have to wait and see if they'll be involved. We have one more training session, but they've made good progress. He also said Fabian Schär is fit and available. Now, Isaac is the big one for me. Isaac is the big one because Callum Wilson's injured. If they also don't have Isaac, I don't actually know who they've been playing up front. Let me check that actually. Who have they been playing up front since Wilson? Have they played since Wilson got injured? Because if they've not, I guess do they play Gordon through the middle maybe and Barnes down the wing? I genuinely I don't know. What did they do in their last game? Let's have a look. So their last game was against Bournemouth. And yeah, they played Barnes, Gordon, and Almiron. They played Barnes, Gordon, and Almiron. That's happy days. That is happy days. Isaac's a good player. Ideally, Isaac doesn't play. How confident are you against Newcastle? I'm confident. At home, I don't think. Look, the lineup in Newcastle's last game was Dubravka in goal. That's a weakness to start with. Trippier, Schär, Botman, Burn, fine. That's their standard back four. Do you know what? I'd be surprised if he plays Dan Burn. Wouldn't surprise me if he plays Livramento. Midfield of Longstaff, Bruno G and Lewis Miley. Again, without Joel Linton, I think that midfield's a lot weaker. And then a front three of Almiron, Gordon and Barnes. Like, I'm confident. I'm confident that we put things right. Obviously, it's not ideal that we've had a match in Europe and they've not. But I am feeling confident. Would you change the lineup? It's so hard to keep Trossard on when he's not good because he's never average, always poor. But it can also be unfair to take him off. Yeah, I've said that. I've said that before as well. When Trossard's not good, he's really not good. That's what I find. And that is a bit of a problem. But we'll see if Jesus is fit enough. But Ross Norman says, TNT said English UCL teams playing away in Europe will not play at 12:30 on a Saturday, so the time was moved. There you go. Makes sense. Schär is injured as well, by the way. Not according to Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe confirmed Fabian Schär is fit and available after going off injured last weekend. So I do think he'll play. The Porto game better not make the team morally deflated, or we could be looking at another losing streak. I don't think that'll be an issue. Like when we lost to Lens in the Champions League, I'm pretty sure we came back and won the game after that, right? I'll double check it, but I feel like we did. I can't remember now, but I'm pretty sure we did. When did we lose to Lens? Yeah, we lost to Lens and then we beat Man City the very next game. So I'm not too concerned. I'm not too concerned about that being an issue this time. I think, look, I think that game was, the Porto game was just a mess. It was a mess of a game. I think we'll have learned a lot from it. God willing, we won't have that referee ever again because he was pathetic. And, I think we're fine. Rory, mate, have you any reflections to the share 2 days post the... have you any reflections to share 2 days post the 1-0? Yeah, look, honestly, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered. It was a very, very frustrating evening, right? I was frustrated with the way Arsenal played. I was frustrated with Porto's antics, and I was really frustrated with the way the referee refereed the game. And then obviously coming away with that loss for, the goal is incredibly well taken, right? But the way I'm looking at it now is we play at home in the second leg. I'm back. That's the first crash. That's the first crash of the new era. I thought we were beyond it. I thought we were past it. Painful. Yeah, it crashed. It crashed. But what I was saying, anyway, hopefully we stay back now. Hopefully we stay back. What I was saying was, if we were 1-0 down at half time to Porto at home, I'd still be confident that we'd win it in the second half. As it is, we've got an entire 90 minutes to do it. So, no, it wasn't Virgin Media. It was not Virgin Media. To be fair, they've actually been decent since it actually got set up. Virgin Media have been fine. But I am incredibly sad that the PC just crashed, because I thought we'd moved on from that. I thought we had moved on. Crashed more than United out of the Champions League and title race last year. Ten Hag's era must come to an end. Moment. The Raya hate the last 2 days just makes my head shake. Yeah, I mean, look, I do still think Raya could do better. I know a lot of people don't. I just think he's so far to his near post. Don't get me wrong, it's a very good shot, but Rory, please give us Lukonga on a permanent. No, I think we're going to have Lukonga next season. I'm anticipating we have Lukonga next season, to be honest. I really am. Why do you think Eddie has had less chances recently? Seems he's down to fourth choice striker, because I don't think he's good enough. I genuinely don't think he's good enough, and I think Arteta has decided probably that Eddie Nketiah is going to move on in the summer, and for that reason, it's worth using Trossard and Havertz even when Jesus is out. Raya or Ramsdale versus Newcastle? Still David Raya. Still David Raya. I actually thought he had a good game other than that goal, and even then, like, you know, it is a very well taken goal, and other people made mistakes in the lead up to it as well. Even Declan Rice to an extent, if we're being honest. Raya is the easy scapegoat, right? Raya is the easy scapegoat. Raya stepped up recently, but he's had a shocker there. But that goes for everyone in that match. Yeah, I mean, again, I wouldn't say it was a shocker. I would just say it wasn't his best effort. How much do you think we get for Eddie? 20, 25 million. Some people think we'll get like 30 million plus. I don't think we will, to be honest. He's perfect for like a Crystal Palace, though. He really is. Thoughts on Ornstein saying 80 million for Pedro Neto? Yeah, 80 million is beyond steep for Pedro Neto. I think we were on stream the other night and someone said, would you pay 60 million for Neto? And I said that was too much for me. So 80 million. With his injury history, with his hamstrings, I'd be surprised if anyone goes out there and plays 80 million. Not a football question, but did you see the Joe Root century today? I actually didn't. I had to go back yesterday, back to where I grew up for a funeral, and then I stayed the night there, and then I was driving back this morning. So yeah, no, I didn't see it, but I heard about it. Up the Joe Root. Will you buy a second choice goalkeeper when Ramsdale leaves, or will someone from the academy step up to the first team? I think for a year we'll have to go and get an experienced goalkeeper. I don't think Karl Heinz ready to step up. I don't think a Conquer him. Not necessarily him, but a Ryan. Remember when we got Ryan? It's not over. I don't know why the YouTube stream. No, I don't know why the YouTube stream just glitched, but it should have come back straight away. It should have come back straight away. I saw that glitch on my screen as well. I don't know what that was. The Porto result will light a fire under the players' ass. Bring on Newcastle, Sheffield United, Brentford, and Porto. Exactly. We're still in a position where win every game from now until Man City, and it's happy days. You know, that's all we've got to do. That's all we've got to do. Anyway, I am going to go through Arsenal's. Team news. If I can bring this up. Oh no, wait, hang on. I need to do this. My bad. We'll bring up what Arteta has had to say today. Can you see that, or is it better if I do that? No way. I'll do that. There you go. So this is what Mikel Arteta had to say today. Obviously, he's been asked about all of the fitness news. On Thomas Partey's availability, let's see. We have another session today, and obviously he's been out for many, many months now, and we need to really nail the timing and when he has enough in the tank to compete, but I think it's very close. Maybe we see him on the bench against Newcastle. On our other players, he said it's the same with Gabby Jesus as well. He's done a few things. Zinchenko's not far at all. Tomiyasu is still a little bit more. Crazy. I thought Tomiyasu was going to be the first one back. It turns out he's probably going to be one of the last ones back, which I just, someone made the joke. If we were wearing Japanese kits, he'd be playing. And it does seem crazy that he went to Japan when he was carrying an injury, played all of their games, comes back and can't play. But it is what it is. He was asked about how the squad have reacted to the Porto loss. He says, what I see is a team that can't wait to play Porto at home. With that result, we've created a fantastic Champions League night of football in front of our people, under the lights, where we need to beat them to go through. The task is very clear. I can't lie. The one thing I would say is that since that result, since the 1-0 result, I am now more buzzing to go to that game. Like, I am now, because that is going to be, it's going to make like, if we'd won 3-0 away, which I know some people were predicting, the home leg would have been a bit kind of meh. Whereas now it's going to be a juicy time. So I am excited for it. Zinchenko, Jesus, and Partey won't be involved tomorrow, in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if Jesus is. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think he'll start, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jesus is there on the bench tomorrow. I'm not stressed about a 1-0 defeat away to Porto. Should win at home. My only concern is how nervous many of them looked. Inexperience might cost us in Europe. For sure. Look, 100%. There were players there who have not played knockout Champions League football before, who were nervous at the start of the game. And there probably aren't enough senior, experienced players that have been there, done it, to carry the younger ones through a game like that. But that's experience under the belt. They've done that now. It's like anything in life. You have to experience things to become, used to them and comfortable with them. So that's just, that's how it's going to be having a young team. It will make things trickier for sure, but it is what it is. He was asked on the need to bounce back straight away. He said, that's it. Porto's gone. We discussed it. We know things that we did well and things that we have to improve. But it tells you again about the small margins in the Champions League, because we have one of the biggest chances in the 91st minute with Gabriel Magalhaes. If he scores, we're 1-0 up and it's fantastic. Mature, disciplined performance in the Champions League. However, you lose it in the last second and it's something else. I didn't think that was a massive chance for Gabriel. Like, it was a good chance for Gabriel. It wasn't one of those where I'm like, wow, it was a tap-in. But anyway, he said, you cannot lose sight of where we are, what we're doing, and the importance of the match tomorrow, and the full energy and focus is there. He was asked about what... Oh, there you go. We just spoke about the Man City game 3 days after the Lens game, and he said that's the reaction that we need. We want to create an atmosphere in the stadium from the beginning, and I ask everybody to go there tomorrow night with full energy, because the team is going to need it. We're in a really good moment in the Premier League, and we want to continue to be there, and tomorrow's game is vital to achieve that. And I do think the atmosphere tomorrow should be good. Evening games are always better atmosphere. On whether he wants a similar atmosphere to the Liverpool home game, he said, I always want better. I want the team to play better, the crowd to be even more energetic with us every single ball, and that's what we have to be tomorrow. He was asked about post-match celebrations, similar to if we get a win. He said, I don't know. Some of these questions, I'll be honest, some of these questions are so poor. Like, why are you asking what the post-match celebrations are going to be like if we win? Like, it's just not good, is it? To be fair, remember Saliba looked nervous at home against Man City. We won and we move. Might be the same way against the likes of Madrid. Nervous doesn't mean defeat. Yeah, exactly. I think Partey will be on the bench. I don't know if Partey will be. I mean, maybe. Partey was training at the start of the week, so maybe he'll be there. He was asked on the difference in us compared to our previous game against Newcastle. He said, we'll see tomorrow. Them as well, they've changed a little bit. Might have some players who are not available. Same for us. So let's see. Every game is very different. Yada, yada, yada. He was asked about Jurriën Timber and if he'll be back before the end of the season. He said, I really hope so. He's doing really well. He's been around some players on the pitch, and we're going to start doing some bits with us in the next week or so. Then we need to see how that evolves, his confidence levels, his fitness levels, and hopefully the answer is yes. So still no guarantee that we see Timber before the end of the season, but I'm fairly sure we will. He was asked about the shape of our squad fitness-wise. He said, obviously, we've missed some big players, and we still are, but you have to adapt to that. Hopefully, we want them back. We need them back as quickly as possible, and we know the impact that those players are going to have when they are back. Then there's a load of other waffle. Asked about VAR. And that's pretty much it. That's all the important stuff. So look, we may well see Partey on the bench. We might see Gabriel Jesus on the bench, maybe Zinchenko. But the reality of it is, I think we might see the exact same starting lineup again. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the exact same starting lineup again. Should they play for the third time in basically, what would that be? The third time in 7 days or 8 days? I don't know. I don't know if they should, but we shall see. How was Timber's injury record at Ajax? This was just an unlucky injury. Yeah, I mean, I'll bring it up now, but it was doing your ACL is a pretty doing your ACL is a freak injury, right? It's not. It wasn't like he's redone an injury that he's had before. His injury history prior, yeah, he had never missed more than 8 games. He missed 8? Well, okay, so he missed 8 games with coronavirus. So in terms of actual injuries, he's never missed more than 4 games, and most of them were in 2021. So yeah, he's not normally injured. I think Jorginho starts in place of Havertz, Trossard. My bad. Maybe Jorginho starts. It'd be interesting to see if we do anything with the attack. Be interesting to see if we do anything with that front three. Even if Jesus is fit, I don't think he starts. So I would assume that the front three is going to be the same. I would assume. The Toon will win. Arsenal are shy. We're going to shit house it. Bruno is going to snap a few legs. Okay, buddy. Is it just me that has been more impressed with Havertz in recent games? Yeah, Havertz has been good. Even against Porto, again, he's still got that thing where if Arsenal play badly, he'll get targeted, regardless of how he played. If Arsenal played badly, he'll get targeted. Against Porto, I didn't think he was bad, to be honest. SS9, good to see you. How close do you think Fabio Vieira is to getting first team minutes? Close, I assume. I assume he's close. Obviously, he was on the bench in the week, so hi, no problem. I ended the stream pretty quickly anyway, so don't worry about it. Feel like Saliba is suffering from a bit of White inverting. He doesn't look as comfortable wider. Yeah, there are times, right, where White inverts and is further up the field, and Saliba picks up the ball, and where normally his natural thing is he'll pick up the ball and he'll open himself up to play it up to out wider to Ben White. White's not there, and then he gets a bit like, okay, now where do I go? But again, it's not just Ben White that has to adapt to inverting, right? It's all the players around him as well. Do you think Mbappe's coming to Arsenal? No, he's going to Madrid. I hope the squad rewatched the Newcastle game from November. Yeah, it's a pretty easy team talk in terms of motivation. Just put the picture up of Joel Linton fouling Gabriel. That'll do the job. I think if we sign Pedro Neto, Watkins, Tony Osimhen, and De Jong, I think we can win the league. Sorry, I think if we sign Pedro Neto, one of Watkins, Tony Osimhen, and De Jong, I think we can win the league. Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's no saying that we can't win the league this season, right? And we don't have any of those players. Do you regret selling Leno? He is class. No. Leno's decent, but I don't regret selling him at all. This all happens because we have the most injury-prone left-backs in the world, hence Kivior has to play there. Yeah, you're not wrong. There is a genuine, having people as injury-prone as Tomiyasu and Zinchenko would be an issue anyway, but having it when they play in the same position, problematic for sure. And obviously then having Timber out for the whole season hasn't exactly helped that either. Predictions for the Carabao Cup final. I've got a weird feeling Chelsea are going to win it on penalties. I've got a weird feeling Chelsea win it on penalties. That Petrovic in goal. Yeah, weird. Get rid of that. Don't want to be negative, but feel like we're going to come second in the league again. Look, it's very possible. If I had to make a prediction, I would probably predict the same. Yeah, I think my prediction is still Man City first, Arsenal second, and Liverpool third. But you never know. You never know. It's so frustrating knowing what the team needs, and we have those solutions in our ranks, but they're not ready. Beerith and Waneri. Yeah, Beerith scored again last night for Sturm Graz. Second goal in 2 Europa Conference League games for them. Knowing Poch will start Sanchez? I don't think so. Petrovic has been good. Is Tierney going to be sold to Real Sociedad? I doubt it. I doubt he'll get sold, but I don't think it'll be to Sociedad, to be honest. Do you think Partey will be in the squad in training photos again today? I think he'll be in the squad, but I don't think he'll start. Maybe. He's been out for a long, long time. Did you watch the charity match? Drogba scored and Kaká scored. Yeah, I saw bits of it. I saw I Show Speed snapped bloody Kaká. That was crazy. Would you take Palhinha at Arsenal if you had him in Rice in midfield? You'd go unbeaten. Yeah, I would take him, but I don't think he's good enough on the ball. I'd prefer if we were going down that road, I'd prefer Onana from Everton personally. Did you see Lewis Bowden's comments on the Newcastle Arsenal game? People get baited so easily. I vaguely saw a little bit of it. Yeah, I don't know exactly what he said, but I mean it's Lewis, right? He is the ultimate beta. He is the ultimate beta. Doesn't matter when bro makes 100 tackles in 30 games. He's great. Yeah, but the thing is, Declan Rice does that. Not as many tackles, but because if you had Palhinha, he'd be the out-and-out 6, and then Rice would play further forward, but I don't think he's going to do that. I think they've kind of settled on Rice playing as the 6. So, yeah, I think he'll go to Bayern. But we'll see. Do you think Man United will beat Arsenal at Old Trafford? No. Not with the injuries they've got as well. I'd be very surprised. Forget Palhinha, Coop Miners. It's a cheaper option, that's for sure. When are you having the boxing bout with Lewis? I think he bottled it, to be honest. I think he wants to fight Stokey G, who's 17. It's a bottle. He's got 10 yellows this season, which is a bit poor. Yeah, he does pick up a lot of yellows, to be fair. And have you seen the pitch side clip of them talking about the size of Lewis's ding dong? I did see that clip. Yeah, sounds like he's not particularly well endowed. It is what it is. Starting 11 predictions for tomorrow. Shame also that Newcastle are getting players back. They're not getting many players back, to be fair. I don't think Isaac or Willock will be fit enough to start. And it might be one of those games where realistically, it'll be interesting what Eddie Howe does actually, right? Because a lot of managers in their position in the league, would probably not rush back someone like Isaac for a game away at Arsenal in the assumption that you probably lose that game anyway. You don't want to risk it. You'd save it for the games where you're more likely to pick up points, but we'll see. Newcastle and Eddie Howe seem to have a real thing for Arsenal, so he might rush them back. Like Pitchside and all the guys on the show, but their gimmick kind of ruined the show. It's outrageous opinions no one believes in. Yeah, I mean, the game's the game with that sort of thing, unfortunately. Are you at the game tomorrow? I will be at the game tomorrow. I'm buzzing for it. I think the atmosphere is going to be brilliant. We just haven't been... It's age. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like we've had many home games in the last couple of months. We haven't had many home games in the last couple of months. So it's going to be good to be back. I mean, we've got the games that we've got coming up. We've got... what have we got? Yeah, we got Newcastle at home. Then we got Sheffield away, and then we've got Brentford at home, Porto at home, Chelsea at home. Although that Chelsea game might get postponed. Have you got a season ticket? No, not yet. Still on the waiting list, which makes getting tickets way harder, but it is what it is. Anyway, it is time for Guess the Gooner, the game where I give you 5 clues about an ex or current Arsenal player, and you have to guess in the chat who that player is. First person to get it correct in the YouTube chat gets the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks Football community. So get your fingers on your keyboards. If you're watching on TikTok and you want to get involved, do jump over to the YouTube channel. Link for that is in my bio. Do you have a speech impediment? No, I don't think so, Abdul. No, I don't think so. Why is it that the Chelsea game might be postponed? If Chelsea win in the FA Cup against Leeds, the next round after that would be the weekend that we are meant to play them at home. So that would get postponed. So yeah, if they beat Leeds in the FA Cup, it gets postponed. That's my favourite thing about supporting a relatively small club. Easy tickets. Yeah, it's very difficult to get Arsenal tickets. But I mean, look, I can't complain. I can't complain because I've not missed a game yet this season. So I can't complain. Anyway, the clues for today's guest, Laguna. Oh, God, hang on. Clue number 1. They have played more games for Arsenal than they've played for any other club. They've played more games for Arsenal than they've played for any other club. They've scored 32 goals in 137 games for Arsenal. They've scored 32 goals in 137 games for Arsenal. They made their senior debut for Strømsgodset. They made their senior debut for Strømsgodset. Clue number 4. They have won the UEFA Super Cup, but not the Champions League. They won the UEFA Super Cup, but not the Champions League. And clue number 5, they are the current captain of Arsenal. They are the current captain of Arsenal. A bit of a trickier one today. Let me find out who got it first. And it was Wayne Jenkins. It was indeed Martin Ødegaard. And it was Wayne Jenkins that got it first. Congratulations, Wayne. Congratulations, Wayne. And Wayne got it a while before anyone else, to be fair. It was VV Vlad in second. It was Tobatron in third. It was Ethan Udall in fourth. And it was Saka number 7 in 5th. There you go. It was indeed Martin Ødegaard. I didn't think you'd pick a current player for some reason. I'd switch it up, you know. Yeah, I might have butchered the pronunciation of that team that he debuted for. I think it's Strømsgodset, but I don't really know. Where was the match for Hope Watch Along? Where was the match for Hope Watch Along? To be honest, I didn't I was kind of watching it, but I wasn't really watching it. Rory, will Tavares be sold? Yeah, Tavares will be sold. To be honest, anyone that's currently out on loan, bar Sambi Lukonga, I think will get sold. I don't think there's anyone out on loan at the moment. Maybe not like a Okonkwo, but anyone else, Tavares, Patino. How are we going to chant "We've emptied half your stadium" at home? Well, yeah. As long as it's not Newcastle fans singing that because we've capitulated. That's the important thing. Anyway, it is now time for Guess the Non-Gooner. Guess the Non-Gooner. I give you the full career path of a player who does not and has not played for Arsenal. You have to guess who that player is. And let me just bring it up. Where is it? Oh, crap. Hang on. I moved away from the page to look at Yuri and Timber's injury history. There we go. All right. It's not Eden Hazard. I like the Eden Hazard guess, though, because sometimes I do go for players that are in the news. So I rate the Eden Hazard early guess because obviously he was playing this afternoon. But it's not Hazard. It's not Drogba. It's not Trippier. It's not Joey Barton. Okay, this player started their career at AJ Auxerre. They went to SC Braga. They then went to Porto. So Auxerre, Braga, Porto, Wolves on loan, then Wolves permanently, So Auxerre, Braga, Porto, Wolves on loan, Wolves permanently, and then Nottingham Forest. Auxerre, Braga, Porto, Wolves, Nottingham Forest. None of you have got it yet. None of you have got it yet. It's a random one. It's a completely random one. It's not Neves. It's not Moutinho. It's not Pepe. It's not Hwang. It is indeed, and it was Young Tar that got it first. Willy Bolly. It was Willy Bolly. Lots of people have got it on TikTok as well. Congratulations to them. But Young Tar was first. Francisco Oliveira was second. Ethan Udall was fourth. Evan, I'll give it to you. I assume you didn't mean Usain Bolt with that one. And Carl was fifth. So there you go. Willy Bolly. Willy Bolly. Big Willy. Congratulations. That was very rogue. Big Willy Bolly, not Big Willy Lewis Bowden. Yeah. But look, he's comfortable with it, which is the main thing. Score prediction for tomorrow. Ooh, good question. Score prediction for tomorrow. Get your score predictions in the chat whilst I'm thinking. I'm going to go 2-1 to Arsenal. I'm going to go 2-1. I think it's going to be tight. I think with Newcastle, just the way they play, they're going to set up deep. It'll be frustrating, but I'm going to go 2-1. I think we'll concede just a stupid goal, which we seem to have been doing a lot recently. So I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. Francisco Oliveira thinks 2-0. Malik says 2-1. Elephant Boy says 2-0. Pekka 1-0. SS9 3-0. VV Vlad 2-0. He's given us the scorers as well. Havertz and Erdegaard. I would enjoy that. Youngstar says 2-0, but it will be edgy. Victor says 2-0. 2-0 from Saka. Charlie says 1-0. Carl says 2-1. Francis 3-0. Mevin thinks it will be a 0-0. Oh, I hope it's not 0-0. Jemana 1-0. Ethan 0-0. Oof. Lonely Dave 4-0. Talon 8-0. Mental. Tobatron said keep sell Saliba, Rice, Saka. Keep sell Saliba, Rice, Saka. Oh God. God, that's difficult. That is difficult. I'm trying to think logically what the sensible thing to do would be. I think keep Saliba, keep Saka, and sell Rice. Sell Rice for a profit and go and replace him. I don't know. I'm really, all I'm trying to do is think who's the most easily replaceable. And actually, the more I think about it, maybe that is Saka. I don't know. That's tricky. That is tricky. George would get rid of Saka. Youngtar would get rid of Rice. And Jemana would get rid of Saliba. So there you go. Within the space of 3 comments, everyone picked a different person that they'd sell. So I think that says it. It's a very difficult one. Is Partey back? Partey is somewhere near being back, yeah, according to Arteta. He might be in the squad tomorrow. He might not be, but he's been training all week. Rice because of age, yeah. Sell Rice, but Saka might be easier to replace. It's difficult. Been watching for ages. Love from Saudi. Could you shout out my new ice cream van? Haha, you nearly got me, Callum. You nearly got me. Good effort. Rory, have you got a ticket for tomorrow? If so, where are you sat? I'm block 127. I do have a ticket for tomorrow. I do not know what block I'm in. I can't remember. What's our summer budget? I reckon our summer budget will be about 200 million plus sales. I think we've got a big summer budget. We've got a load of new commercial deals. It'll be Champions League football for another year. I think it'll be about 200 million plus sales, yeah. What would your lineup be for tomorrow? My lineup for tomorrow would be my lineup would be Raya in goal, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, because I don't think anyone else is available. I'd probably go Rice, Jorginho, Erdegaard, Saka, Havertz, Martinelli. I think tomorrow's one where we bring in Jorginho for Trossard. What do you think of Gyökeres going to Arsenal? Scored another really nice goal last night. As you know, as the season's progressing, and obviously we've got all of these names of strikers that we're potentially interested in as fans, not necessarily the club. Gyökeres is the one that, as the season goes on, I'm like more and more interested in, for sure. I personally think Arsenal need to sign a centre-back in the summer. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. It's not that high priority, I don't think. Who leaves in the summer and for what money? Eddie for 20 to 25 million. Nuno Tavares for 10 million. Tierney for 20 million. Ramsdale, 40 million. El Neni, probably free. Cedric, free. Partey, 20, 25 million at a push. I think that's everyone. Maybe Patino, actually. Patino could go for like 8, I don't know. Not a lot. Maybe a bit. Yeah. We can make between 100 and 150 million through sales because we do have quite a few players that we can sell. Do you think Fabio should get more rotation in the team over Havertz in some games? Yeah, for sure. If we're struggling to break down Newcastle tomorrow, I'd like to see Fabio Vieira come on. If we're struggling to get through them, I would bring on Fabio Vieira. Arsenal have had a good atmosphere. It's the second best I've seen this season. Liverpool first in that 4-3. Yeah, Arsenal's atmosphere is... Arsenal's atmosphere this season hasn't been as good as last season. If I'm honest, it's not. Who's our best left-back currently? I think it's very close between them. Our best left-back currently, my preference would still be Zinchenko over everyone else just because of the control that we have in games with him. But realistically, I think once he's fit, if he comes back fit and at the level he was before, then I think it'll be Jurriën Timber. I don't know why I'm beginning to think going for De Jong is a higher priority over Osimhen, especially if Partey goes. Possibly. Do you keep ESR in the summer? Yeah, I think so. One more season. Are you going to the game tomorrow? I am. What do you think's been our best performance this season? Liverpool at home. Liverpool at home was flawless, pretty much, other than the goal that we conceded, obviously. But outside of that, it was pretty much perfect against a very good team. Where do you prefer to sit? Behind the goal isn't the best view, but the most entertaining. Yeah, I prefer being behind one of the goals. Gaming streams are coming soon. This week ended up being just annoying, but gaming streams are still coming soon. They are. I'm really excited to do it as well. It's annoying that I haven't managed to start it yet because I'm genuinely excited to start the gaming streams. How much do you think De Jong would be? 70 million, probably. There or thereabouts, 70 million. Tomiyasu's easily our best left back. Yeah, but he's never fit. That's the issue. He's never fit. I hope Timber's injury doesn't affect his game. Hopefully not, but it might literally, it could take him, a season to get back to the level that he was at before it. If you look at Van Dijk, the effect it had on Van Dijk, I think it took 2 years before he was back to his, the level. And I still don't think he's ever hit the same level that he was. Most realistic summer signings. Osimhen, Zubamendi, and Hato from Ajax. That would be for me. Is the 27 mil for Raya on the summer budget? Yeah, it will be. The 27 million for Raya will come out of summer's budget. Yeah, it will. Anyway, that is going to be the end of the stream. I massively appreciate those of you that have joined. If you're not subscribed, please do. If you haven't smashed a like on the stream, please do. I hope you have a fantastic evening. I hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Relax. Hopefully Arsenal get the win. And also on Sunday, I'm going to be live on Tifo for a watch along of the Chelsea-Liverpool Carabao Cup final. I'll be live on Tifo. There will be a link on my Twitter, a link on my Instagram as well. So you'll be able to find the link to that. So yeah, if you want to join on Tifo again, then I'll be there. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening. Goodbye. Goodbye.